Hey Dolphins Nation! Welcome back to the channel, where we bring you all things Miami Dolphins, the ups and downs, the plays, and yes, today, the reality checks too. Our team is always looking to get better, learning from every game to bring home the wins we all want. But after Sunday's tough loss to the Arizona Cardinals, it's time to take a hard look at what's going wrong. Before we dive into the details, smash that like button and hit subscribe if you're a die-hard Dolphins fan. Let's get into this exclusive breakdown of Miami's 28-27 defeat to Arizona, the team's current state, and what the future might hold. The Miami Dolphins dropped to 2-5 after letting a winnable game slip through their fingers. They were in control, leading by 2 in the fourth quarter. But, as we've seen too often, missed tackles, mistakes, and poor game management unraveled their lead, leaving the Dolphins on the wrong side of a 28-27 score. Tua Tagovailoa was solid in his return, and that was one silver lining. But in the end, it wasn't enough to mask the team's deeper problems. Once again, the Dolphins' defense fell apart late, reminding fans of similar collapses against teams like the Titans last season. And with a tough trip to face the Buffalo Bills coming up, Miami finds itself at a critical juncture, where another loss could essentially close the door on their playoff dreams. The Dolphins entered this season with playoff aspirations. They looked like a team on the verge of greatness just a season ago, and the offseason seemed to solidify that perception. But a disastrous start has now raised a different question. Are the Dolphins even a playoff team this year? From the front office decisions to the on-field execution, the Dolphins seem to be floundering. A franchise that seemed ready to finally make a postseason push is now at risk of finishing in the league's bottom third. And if Miami drops to 2-6 after facing Buffalo, fans might as well start looking ahead to the draft. Let's talk about that offseason. This was supposed to be the year Miami solidified its playoff standing and built toward something bigger. The Dolphins extended key members of their core, including head coach Mike McDaniel, giving him a contract that runs until 2027. On paper, it looked like the front office was aligning to open Miami's Super Bowl window. But the reality has been far different. Questionable off-season decisions have left Miami with glaring roster holes. Letting Andrew Van Ginkel walk, signing injury-prone veterans, and failing to adequately replace pivotal players like Robert Hunt, Jerome Baker, and Deshaun Elliott have all come back to haunt this team. Chris Grier, Miami's general manager, has spent recent years using high draft picks on project players who haven't yet delivered and neglected key roster gaps that are now costing the team dearly. When it comes to roster management, Grier's time in Miami seems to be running out. It's clear that the team's current issues go beyond bad luck with injuries. There's a discipline problem, too, that's costing them games when the smallest bit of adversity strikes. One of the most glaring oversights has been the team's approach to the backup quarterback position. With Tua's injury history, it was baffling that the Dolphins didn't secure a more reliable backup. Skylar Thompson and others have stepped in, but their performances have made it clear that Miami is lacking a solid second option behind Tua. Meanwhile, McDaniel has stuck with underperforming players like Skylar Thompson, Julian Hill, and Liam Eichenberg, showing what some fans view as an unwarranted loyalty. The issue here isn't the talent on the roster. It's a deeper problem with management and coaching decisions that repeatedly let down otherwise capable players. Let's address the elephant in the room: Mike McDaniel's coaching. He's come under fire for sticking to old habits, failing to learn from previous mistakes, and for what some fans are calling a lack of fight. Dolphins fans have been here before, and they're tired of seeing a team that seems to lack the heart to close out winnable games. McDaniel's words during the post-game press conference were telling. We got what we deserved. He basically admitted to the team being underprepared, underperforming, and lacking the grit to win football games. He's put the blame on his players, but some fans wonder if McDaniel's Dolphins are just here for a paycheck and to enjoy Miami's sunshine. If you're wondering why this mediocrity has been allowed to linger, look no further than the top. Stephen Ross, Miami's owner, has shown a baffling level of loyalty to Chris Grier. Ross's reluctance to make big changes has left the Dolphins in a purgatory of sorts, unable to move forward but unwilling to rebuild from the ground up.